Welcome to Livestock Products Technology YouTube channel. Today I am going to talk about making meat nuggets. So nuggets means it's a lump. So we can see in the photograph like a block which is cut into pieces and packed. So this is a modified method for a small scale entrepreneurship. For industrial application, a lot of bigger machineries are involved for this kind of products, and generally they go for coating and frying in a frying line. But here I am going to discuss in a small scale about 10 kg batch can be done every day. So here we need only two machines. One is meat mincer, another is bowl chopper. Earlier, for the undergraduates, I have made a combined lecture on comminuted meat products. So there I have explained about the making of batter, and then from that we can make both meatballs, sausages, patties or nuggets. Recently, I had a separate lecture only on preparation of batter with full details. So that is the preliminary step for making the emulsion and batter to make any comminuted products. But today exclusively we will talk for the making of meat nuggets with a partial modification at different stages, and this will be useful both for undergraduate and postgraduate students of meat science or food technology, and also it will be useful for entrepreneurs in a small scale by very less investment. Here is the recipe or formulation for nuggets. We need to take lean meat. Generally, it is very common with the use of chicken meat because nowadays chicken meat is available in large amount with a very cheap rate. So when we make value added products, we can sell it at a lower rate, about 500 or 600 rupees kg. But if we want to do other red meat like mutton or chevon, it is going to be costly. Maybe it is okay to do with the pork meat. So in this case, lean meat is about 69%, fat or vegetable oil 10%, salt 1.6, sugar 1, phosphate 0.4, spices mix 1.5, Kashmiri chili for flavor and color 0.25, ginger powder 0.25, green condiments that contains onion and garlic together about 3%, maida as a binder 3%, and chilled water about 10%. So this is the recipe. Total makes 100. So roughly we can make a batch of 10 kg, for which we should calculate each of this item and make it ready. Here we can see all the ingredients for making the sausage batter or meat batter or emulsion at a glance. So main thing is the minced meat. In addition, we need to have the curing ingredients mixed together, that is salt, sugar and phosphate. We have green condiments like onion and garlic paste. We have the oil, we have the maida as binder, and we have the spice mixes which includes the the Kashmiri chili powder and the dry ginger, and we have the chilled ice or broken ice, which is used for as a added water and also for cooling the machine. Here I will explain the flow of operation. So first we should have the frozen meat, and then in case of small scale operation like 5 to 10 kg, we can thaw the meat partially and separate them with the help of a knife. But in case of industrial operation in large scale or regular operations, we need not go for thawing. We can cut the frozen meat by using the meat cutting band saw. In case of small scale, after separating the frozen meat into pieces, we have to place it into the mincing machine or meat mincer. So that makes the small particles, and after that it will be placed into the bowl chopper for further cutting or further fine cutting and mixing with other ingredients. In continuation about preparation of nuggets, so as we have seen, the frozen meat should be separated and minced, that is the first grinding. After that we have to take the ground or minced meat into bowl chopper. Over that we need to add salt, sugar, phosphate and chilled water. And if we run it for some time, then the salt soluble proteins will be extracted and it makes a semi-solid slurry or matrix which acts as the continuous phase for making emulsion. At this stage we need to add either the meat fat like chicken fat, or we can add the vegetable oil, and if we run the machine at high speed it will mix together and make a batter or emulsion. Now we need to add all other additives like condiments, onion and garlic paste, maida as binder and dry spices which includes ginger powder and Kashmiri mirch powder and some more spices. Now after this we get the final batter, and to make the nuggets in this modified method we can fill it in mold or in the stainless steel boxes. After filling we need to cook it either in steam or hot water, and then after cooking and cooling we need to remove the block as we see in the picture, and then we can cut them into pieces as we see in the left side picture. So all this step we are going to explain step by step. Now we will see about meat mincer or meat grinder. This particular machine is very common and important for making comminuted meat products. So comminuted meat products means they are first grinded and then they are made into emulsion or sometime coarse emulsion. So this machine is one of the essential requirement. This is coming in different shape and size, prepared by many companies. In this picture we are seeing a machine prepared from the Mandal in Germany. Most of the European countries there are very good machines of meat mincing. We are going to see the video of some such machines. Here we can see that minced meat or ground meat, after mincing they are placed into the bowl chopper as I told earlier. First the minced meat is kept in the bowl chopper, then the curing ingredients like salt, sugar, phosphate and the chilled ice is placed over it, and then the machine is run for chopping, so which is shown in several other steps into the subsequent part of this. Here we can see that the curing ingredients, that is salt, sugar and phosphate, is being added over the minced meat into the bowl chopper. We can see that the blades in the vertically, which plays important role for fine cutting of the meat. Here we can see that ice chilled water or broken ice is added over the minced meat in the bowl chopper, where already the curing ingredients are added, and after this the machine first started with slow speed and then at high speed, and at this high speed we need to chop it for 1 to 2 minutes. In case of broiler meat is 1 minute is enough. In case of red meat it can be 2 to 3 minutes to extract the proteins from the meat, as I have explained earlier. Here we can see that after the first phase of extraction of protein and making the slurry, the oil is being added into the bowl chopper in a slow speed, and slowly the oil will be captured by this slurry, and we have to run it at high speed for about 30 seconds. But sometime if the quantity is more, or in case of red meat we can go up to 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. So in this process the oil will be captured by the emulsion, that is the continuous phase will capture this oil and it makes a oil in water type of emulsion. Here we can see the additives that is added in the third phase. In the first phase the proteins are extracted with curing ingredients and chilled water to get a slurry. In the second phase the fat or oil is mixed to get the meat emulsion, and in the third phase different additives can be added like green condiments, dry spices and binder. So you can see in the picture. So in the third phase all these additives are added one by one. So first the green condiments are added by running the machine at a slow speed, and then the the binder is added at a slow speed, and then the spice mix is added at a slow speed. So altogether all these three ingredients can be added first, and then we can run the machine at a high speed. So in case of broiler meat, around 15 seconds should be enough, whereas in case of other red meat we can run it for 30 seconds to 1 minute to thoroughly mix everything and finally to get a batter.
After dry masala. This Europeans, they use onion powder, garlic powder. How they do it?
Even in India also
Available.
yeah, our factories India में भी powder use करते हैं.
Now you put add.
Commercial product बना रहा है, they are using powder. Powders are available.
बहुत टाइट हो रहा है. नहीं तो बहुत लग रहा है. Now we'll give 30 seconds. And then if needed, 10 more seconds. अब एक बार 10 seconds.
ठीक है.
अच्छा है ना, डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो गए. संजीवी, what masala?
So here we can see the final batter or the meat emulsion. This is obtained from the bowl chopper, which is a very fine cutting machine. So it makes a very smooth fine emulsion. Whereas we can do it as a coarse emulsion by using the mixer grinder or a home food processor, which will be little coarse, but still it is enough to make small scale or household level meatballs. As I mentioned, we are making a nuggets. Nuggets means a lump. So here we use the mold or the stainless steel box. The batter we have already got from the bowl chopper is filled into the box. For better convenience and to avoid the sticking of the batter in the box, generally we line the box with the aluminum foil, and after that we nicely pack it, and then again top one layer of aluminum foil is applied, and then a lid is kept over that, and then it makes a filled box. Now depending on the amount of batter, so if we have about 10 kg batter, as I mentioned earlier, we need to have at least 15-16 box to fill it up, and then next it goes for cooking. Now after getting the batter, it has batter filled in the box, we can tie the box with thread so that it won't get open when it is cooking either in steam or water. So cooking is done either in steam or in boiling water. In case of steam, the temperature efficiency will be very high and it may go above 100 degrees Celsius. So about 30 minutes of cooking is enough. In case of boiling water, we can use a proper size of vessel where the temperature will be 95 to 100 degrees Celsius, and we can cook it for about 40 minutes. After the cooking, we should drain the water and cool the boxes under running tap water. After that, for some time we can keep the boxes at room temperature, and then we can put them in a chilling facility or in a refrigerator for 1 or 2 hours. This helps in setting the cooked mass inside, and that makes a perfect cooked block when we open. As I said, now next step is cooling and peeling. So those cooked box, after chilling for some time in the refrigerator, we need to open, and then we can get the blocks with the aluminum foil, as we can see in the left side. Now this aluminum foil should be removed. That is used mainly to avoid the sticking of the batter and to get a perfect block. After removing the foil or peeling, we can see in the right side the very clean, clear blocks of nuggets. So this is what is called nuggets. So in this case it is done with the chicken meat, so it looks quite light in color. Now these blocks we can cut into different shape and size. So if we cut it in the shape of slice, it can be useful as making sandwiches, whereas commonly we cut it like a cubes, finger like cubes, and packed it as a nuggets. So now the next step is cutting and packaging. As you can see the cutting in the picture. So first we cut them into thick slice, and then further cutting makes the cubes like pieces. So these pieces now we can pack in a convenient suitable retail packaging. So normally we pack 200 or 250 gram packets. On an average the market rate is about 500 to 600 rupees per kg. So if it is 500, the 200 gram will cost about 100 rupees. So this is the retail package here we normally make and sell at an institutional sales counter, which has got a very high demand. So now we are at the end of today's lecture. As I told, today we have discussed about the preparation of nuggets. So nugget is a lump or the block. It can be made with any meat. Preferably nowadays chicken meat is comparatively cheaper. So we can make this kind of special value added product which has got very high demand, and we can use it as a small scale entrepreneurship. We need to have only two machines. One is the meat mincer, another is the bowl chopper. So all other details we have discussed about the recipe, the flow chart. The first we need to have the frozen meat. So deboned meat should be kept in freezer. Then the frozen meat we have to cut into pieces, and it will go for the grinding in mincer. Then it goes to the bowl chopper step by step. First we have to extract the proteins with salt, sugar, phosphate and ice water, and after that we have to add the fat to make the emulsion. And at the latter stage we can add any other additives for seasonings like the condiments, the binder and some other spices, etc. Finally we get the batter. The batter is filled into the mold or the box, and it is cooked in steam or boiling water, and after that we can chill it and open the box and get the ready block or nuggets. Now nuggets can be cut into pieces as we can see, and they are packaged for marketing. So this is having a very high potential for small scale entrepreneurship, and it is also very convenient for understanding of our students about the preparation of several comminuted meat products, as we have discussed earlier about sausages, patties and balls. Today we have discussed about the preparation of nuggets. Thank you.